A saucy series returns to Channel 4 tonight that sees committed couples test their relationship by opening it up to other participants.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Our audience are very shocked and horrified.
Well, so, Sue, would you enter the open house?
Well, is the Pope Catholic? No, I would not. No.
Really? What with you having run off with a sailor at 16?
Right,
true
thank
story.
You very, very much. That's a long time ago, and we learned from our mistakes. No, I can't think of anything worse. No, it doesn't appeal. And I have to say, you hear about it a lot more. I've got a friend who told me that her son had said that the couple of relationships recently that he had, his partner had suggested it.
Both times?
Both times. But
is this a
honestly,
trend?
well, that's what I think. I think it's a fashion. I think it's a trend. I think it's this is just what we do, this generation. And look at us. And, yeah, I'm really open and modern and no, stop it.
Well, it's interesting, actually, because a YouGov survey, 18% of 18 to 24-year-olds were up for an open relationship, but it goes to 10% of people that are over 50. We can't be bothered, can we?
No.
I'm not being funny.
Seems exhausting.
Can't be bothered.
I mean, I'd love to watch it. I can't believe we've got to series 3 and I didn't even know about it.
It's hard enough having one relationship. You don't really want to have more.
I've got to say to where I feel like I'd share a cake with everyone, but that's about all.
What about you, Jude?
Well, I think that 18 to 25, I mean, they're not going to be one person anyway. They're probably out there experimenting. No, I would never, ever, let me say it very clearly, never, ever open my relationship because I'm just jealous like that. And, you know, and
I just... people get scared? Women get more scared?
No, I don't think
it's about...
to say
what they want?
Yeah, I think there's two things. I think, look, if that's what you do, then, and you're comfortable with it, but I would never want to be in a situation where I open it and regret it, and then you've ruined the relationship or you can't go back or it's something within yourself. I personally think there's a lot of people who are not satisfied in their relationship sexually.
So you think that's why they
women.
do it?
Yeah, and then they're trying to satisfy the other person. They know that this person wants to go out, so it's like, oh, yeah, let's do a threesome, when really they don't want to. So I think you need to start having much more... Instead of opening this, open your mouth and have...
So if there's a woman watching... There's a woman watching now, Judy, and she knows that really she just wants more than she's getting. It's all got a bit lazy. What advice would you give her?
I mean, I have a little, you know, a little flirty with your husband, you know, a little like, oh, my God, baby, see the other day. Like, if there's a particular thing you like and he's done it once or she's done it once but they're not really moving it, just kind of make them really know, like, oh, my God, that thing you did the other day was so great, and make them feel so fantastic about it. And when they're actually there, that's when you hump up the boys and like, oh, my God, babe. And then when they go to the place... do you know what I mean? And when they go to the place where it's not good, you just lie there stiff like this. And then... You know, we've got to... if this is your person, if you cannot have a conversation about your intimacy, then something is wrong.
Yes. What about a bit of the old-fashioned warmer, warmer, colder, colder, cold, freezing, freezing, warmer?
We need more of that. OK, well, a bit more sex chat here. There's a new episode of Loose Women, the podcast, out today, and in this one, Christine and Coleen finally have the talk.
No, I think because when I was a kid growing up, it was just something I would never, ever have spoken to my mum and dad about. And they didn't. Even if you tried, they would shut you down. So I, as a child, thought if I have kids, I want to make sure that they can talk to me about anything. Yeah. So for me, it was actually really easy and it kind of happened organically.
Well, we had quite a lot of comments from you at home about this, and everybody seems to be saying that, you know, they are very open with their kids and their kids talk to them about sex. Do you think that is a good thing, Nats?
Yeah, I mean, my mum didn't, and I was glad she didn't. But I think now, there's still so much shame to having sex, isn't there? When you think it's free, you get free, like, amazing hormones pumping out, you feel fantastic, your skin improves, it's, you know, it's fun, it's good for your heart. Why do we feel any shame about... Why do we feel any shame about it? Boom, bum, boom, bum.
I forgot where I was.
So I think, yeah, that's been my approach with my daughters, is not to have any shame about it. And it was really difficult at the beginning because I was embarrassed. But it's not one big conversation. The conversation can come up all through any other conversation.
I think it's really important also when you have girls to, yes, remove the shame element, but also to sort of say, it's OK to just enjoy it and move on. It doesn't have to be that, oh, you only have sex within something that's going to be a long-lasting, meaningful relationship when you're young, you know, because it's not always like that. And I think, particularly as women, well, when we were young, it was almost... Boys didn't think that way, but we did.
Yeah. And you can have an attachment to the wrong person. You're so there, like, oh my gosh, I've been with them, that now you can't.
Therefore, I must stay with
I do think the younger generation also now, because of the availability of explicit porn, they confuse porn with real-life relationships now. And I think it's really important that us as parents have that difficult conversation with our kids about, you know, consensual, loving, caring, you know, and what intimacy really does look like. And I know I was very open with my son and, you know, about sex. I mean, I don't think he particularly wanted to talk about it, but I was. But whereas for me, I remember asking my mum, where do babies come from? And in all seriousness, and she looked at me and she said, you ask me when you really want to know.
Oh, wow.
Why? What she didn't think you really wanted to know? Well, my husband famously asked his mum when he was about 10 what an orgasm was, and he said 40 minutes later she was still talking. And he still puts it down to the worst experience of his entire life. So I think you've just got to, like, pick up on the cues, haven't you? Just because, you know what? We all say difficult conversation, but actually it doesn't have to be. Like, the younger you start and you just talk about...
I think every child's different. I talk to my children because, like you said, my mum didn't... my sex education from my mum was getting all my friends together and her saying, lock it down, lock it down. There was nothing else. Lock it up, lock it up, lock it up. That's all she used to say. Because when I don't want it, lock it up. That was...
There you go, kids. There's advice wrapped up there.
That was it. And I was like, oh, my gosh, Mum. So, yeah, thank you. Lock it up.
I think some of our audience were identifying with that.
I understand that kind of bit. So I tried to have a conversation. But if anyone's got the key, let me know, yeah?
That's all you need to know, kids. Lock it down.
Lock it up.
Lock it up.
Okay.
Lock it up. That's it. Let me hear you, Jane. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Right, in the new podcast episode, you can also find out what this is all about.
My little boy, Frank says dinkle.
Dinkle?
For the old willy area, yeah. And just boobies, you know, old school. Yeah.
What, he still uses that now?
yeah, I'm just going...
Do you want to see me dinkle? Show me your boobies and I'll show you my dinkle.
Go on, then.
Frank needs to grow up.
All is revealed if you listen or download that final episode in the podcast series right now. However, we have some breaking news. The podcast will be back in the summer. Woo! Yes! Because we have really enjoyed doing it. We're going to be getting even looser once again and answering more of your questions. But if you can't wait till then go back and listen to all the episodes in the first series or watch it on YouTube, ITVX and the STV player.